Hey, greetings, everybody. This is Gary DeGrazia Sr. You may not know me, but I am your upline in EXP. If you're receiving this message, then you are in my downline somewhere in my 7 levels, okay? So this is a very important message, so don't blow it off. I'm going to get you out of here real quick. Try to keep it around 30 minutes, but this is a powerful message for you to set up your 2019. I've been tracking everybody that's in my downline. I know what your production is. I know if you have any agents in your downline, and a lot of you are not capping, a lot of you don't have agents that you have sponsored in, and you're really missing the opportunity on being with EXP. Now, you came over to EXP for some reason. Hopefully, it wasn't just for an 80-20 split and cheaper costs. You came over to take advantage of building agent generational wealth that you can pass down to your family, and a lot of you are not taking advantage of it. You're just chasing escrows. You're doing what you came from. You're doing the traditional real estate model, and we want to help you and give you some tips and how you can do this going into 2019. There is some powerful information I'm going to give you, how you can get some free training that's going to increase your production, and how we almost do 90% of the work to help you sponsor agents into the business so you can build a monthly rev share. So don't blow this off. Listen to it all the way through and then make a decision if you're going to take action or not, okay? And what we're talking about on this webinar today is life after real estate sales. It's coming, folks. Whether you're 30 years old right now or 60 years old, your last sale is coming. And you need to wake up and understand what's going to happen when that comes, and not just feel comfortable because it's 20 years away or 10 or whatever, that you'll put something together so when that happens, you'll be okay. Because I know nobody that's not over 60 years old is thinking about life after sales right now. And you should be, because you have an opportunity at EXP that can change your life over the next 3 to 5 years. And a lot of you are not taking advantage. So this is like a wake-up call. We're not scolding anybody. You don't work for us. We all work for each other. We network with each other. We're building businesses together with each other, okay? But I've been here 4 years. I was the first agent in NorCal for EXP. I'm semi-retired now because my rev share has given me that luxury, and I barely worked it. I wish I would have worked it 3 times harder than I did with the way I'm doing it right now in 2018. But you now have a chance to take advantage of the hard work Gary Jr. and I are doing and helping agents in our downline increase their production and also build rev share. So make sure you stay with this, okay? So first of all, for those of you that don't know me, Gary DeGrazia Sr., I've been around the real estate business now. It's going into my 44th year. For the last 30 years, my niche has been probate real estate, off-market probate and trust homes. I do deals that agents don't even know the house was available. We double end most of the deals we do, putting buyers and sellers together. I don't work the MLS unless I bought a probate that's going to be a flip property, and we're going to, on the exit strategy, put it on the MLS, okay? I came to EXP from RE/MAX, where I was a Hall of Fame status agent there. I was there for about 13 years. And in 2014, I came over to EXP because I had been introduced to the company in 2013 by Derek Ruiz, who's out of Venice, California, who's one of my top probate students over the years, been around 8-10 years with me on probates. And he was leaving Keller Williams to go to EXP. He called me and said, Gary, I know that you're looking for passive income. Take a look at EXP Real Estate because it has what you're looking for. I took a look and I told him, Derek, it looks good, it's interesting, but I'm doing so well here at RE/MAX. I love my broker, love my location, making a ton of money. I'm okay. I wish you best of luck. Let me know how it goes for you. And boom, that was it. I missed it. Okay. So fast forward 6 or 8 months, I went down with a health scare that put me in the hospital for a week, and then 5 weeks on my back in bed. I had some type of infection. Didn't know what it was. The doctors didn't know what it was. But eventually it cured. It took care of itself eventually. And I got back to working again. But during that 6-week period, my eyes were open. What would have happened if this was permanent? or it took me a year or two to recover, what would it have done to my family and our lifestyle? And I was freaked because at the time I was 64, and it opened my eyes to what's going to happen with life after sales because you never know what's coming around the corner, right? So I called Derek back, asked him how it was going. The 6, 8 months now that he was with the company, he told me better than ever. So I jumped in August 1st, 2014. I have never looked back. 2016, I was able to semi-retire from every day in the trenches sales. My last year I did $16 million in closed business with probate homes, all off market, and I was able to take 2017 off and come back into 2018 and start working to build my agent wealth share even bigger. And that's what I'm doing now, but I'm also working with our downline agents and helping them increase their production with off-market probate homes, adding it to that segment of their production, and also helping them build rev share. And you're not taking advantage of this. A lot of you that are in my downlines, I've sent you messages on what we're doing, and I just don't understand why you wouldn't at least want to increase your production. But that's what we're here to talk about today, okay? I've closed closer to 600 probate homes. I've trained over 4,000 agents and investors on how to do off-market probate homes, offered a best-selling book in 1992 on probate real estate, and last but not least, I'm not here to sell you anything. This training that I'm offering you in my downline is free, folks. It's free because the more money you make, the more valuable the company is, the more valuable my stock is, the more rev share I make. That's why we're helping you guys. But you got to help yourself and take advantage. So let's talk about real estate agents in the U.S. There are per NAR 1.3 million agents in the United States. That's up from 1.2 million in 2017. So we're on an increase. Now, what's more important is how much does the average real estate agent make? What's the high end, the low end across the board in the United States? Well, nationally, the median income for agents is a little over $46,000 a year. Okay, that is a mid-level job really today, right? I mean, if you're making 46,000, you're somewhere around a $20 an hour job, basically, right? So that's nationally, and that's okay because in some areas the houses are cheaper and the cost of living is cheaper, and $46,000 is maybe enough. If you're in California, that's not the best, income right there, unless your spouse is working as well and you're making enough money to live in California. Now, in California, the median income for agents that are working 60 hours a week is $87,000. That's a good job, okay? That's 60 hours a week. That would be like if you were working a corporate job or something like that, although nobody's telling you what time to get up, what time to go home, what days you can take off, when you can have lunch. You're in the real estate business, yeah, you're working 60 plus hours, but it's at your own schedule. And making 87,000 is not bad. And there's 21% of the agents in California who are making 100,000 or more. And that's full time. They got a plan of action. They probably have some assistants. And then, of course, there's the top producers that are making 300,000 plus. They're doing something that you're not, folks, okay? It could be like me working a probate niche. Or it's a broker that's has a team and they have buyer agents and selling agents and assistants and they have big expenses, but they're making big money. Okay, now the average income for realtors can be broken down based on the years of experience that they have in the business. 0 to 5 years in the business, the agents are making roughly that 46,000. This is nationally, okay, nationally. If they've been in the business 6 to 10 years, they're roughly around 60,000. 11 to 20 years in the business, 62,000, and if they've been in the business 21 years or more, they're at 75,000 or better. Okay, again, this is across the board. This is nationally, and of course, our top producers are anywhere from 100,000 on up. And then there's the mega agents that are making 500,000 or more in gross commissions, and there are plenty of them at EXP. Those agents are coming over here for a reason, folks, like Brent Gov out of Sacramento, who does $100 million a year in his team. He came over from Keller Williams because this is a better way for him. He's already making more money in 2 years with his rev share than he was making off his $100 million production from his team. Okay? Think about that, all right? So, life after sales, this is what I want to question you on. Wherever you fit in the income, National, if it's the 46,000, 87,000 California average, 100,000, 21% of California agents are the 300,000 top producers. Wherever you fit in that scale, I want to ask you, what would happen if that money went away today? What would your financial picture look like? What would this do to your family's lifestyle? How long could you last without this income? And I bet if you're true to yourself, you could say that you would be in a world of hurt, right? Because you couldn't probably keep up with your monthly expenses if you didn't have that real estate income that you have. It could be your only source of income. Maybe you're not married, you don't have a spouse that's working, and you don't have that other income. Or maybe you're an older agent in the business because the average agent is 51, and maybe you retired from a job, you have a pension, or maybe you're 62 or more and you have Social Security coming in and you're supplementing that with your real estate income. So you add all those together and you got a nice little income every year. Well, what if 46,000 of that was taken away, or 100,000 of that? And it can happen for any reason. It could be that the market changed and you just can't sell a house anymore for some reason. I don't think that'll ever happen again, but it could. Um, you're sick, like me. You go down for a few months. Do you have enough staying power to last that 2, 3 months before you get back to work? Maybe you have an accident. You're out, like some friends of mine in the EXP business that broke, parts of their body and was out for 2 years. And the only reason they made it is because they had a rev share that was coming in to pay all their fixed expenses. Or let's say the worst thing, you pass away. Okay? So that money can go. So if you're not putting a plan into place, then you could have a rude awakening when you get to that life after sale, when that last escrow comes. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or 40, it's coming. Okay? It's coming, folks. And it happens fast. I started when I was 24. I'm 68 right now. Went through 3 crashes that took away all my rental properties and what I thought was going to be my passive income when I got to this age. Anything can happen, but you have an opportunity to prepare for that no matter what happens. And a lot of you are not taking advantage of it right now because you're not building your rev share. You're not taking advantage of the stock ownership program. You're not increasing your production because you're not capping, and you have all this available to you. So when I speak around and talk to groups about probate real estate, I'm always asking realtors, hey, what's your plan for life after real estate sales? And most of them will tell me the common response of, well, I'm going to buy rental properties, or I'm buying rental properties and I'm building a passive income. That's exactly what I did when I started at age 24. Okay. So I ask them, oh, great. That's a good plan. Of course, real estate is a great niche to do that in. So how long have you been in the real estate business? How many homes do you own right now? And what's your passive income? Is it covering all your monthly fixed expenses? And typically what they're going to tell me, if they've been in business 1 year or less, well, I don't have any yet. I'm still getting established in the real estate business, and I don't have the earnings where I need to, so I can buy rentals. But that's my plan. I said, okay, great. Those who've been around 5 years, they may have one property they were able to put together. Hey, great, that's good. You got one property, so every 5 years you can probably buy a property, and somewhere down the line, in 30 years, you'd be looking pretty well, right? You can have yourself 6 properties. 20 years or more, they may have 10 properties already because maybe they bought properties back then when they were cheaper prices and they were able to hold on to them when 2008 crash came because they were producing positive cash flow. They weren't overextended on them. So that's great. But let's really look at the real big picture for agents today in 2018 going into 2019 that are going to build a passive income. If they're brand new in the business right now, going into 2019 from 2018, I'm telling them good luck in buying a rental property if you're brand new over the next year, 2 or 3, maybe in 3. If they've been in the business 5 years and now, they might be able to get one home. And I say, great, you're going to buy one home, and that's probably going to give you somewhere around a $500 positive because you're here in California with high rents, right? That's cool because that 500 can pay all your utilities at your home, maybe a great car payment or whatever, kids' tuition at school. Okay, if they've been around 10 years, hey, that's great. You're going to be here 10 years. You should be able to buy 3 homes. You might have a $1,500 monthly passive income, and that may pay your house payment or your rent, maybe. It could pay maybe all of your home expenses, your utilities, your insurances for your car, things like that. Maybe it pays all your medical because medical is crazy today, right? One person could have a medical cost of $1,000 a month. So that would be good as passive income. And if you're around 20 years and you have 10 homes and you got 5,000 a month coming in, well, good. In 20 years from now, what will 5,000 be buying you? Okay. I'm scared to think about it when the way the cost of living is going. But at least that's something, it's a plan. So I tell them, okay, so that's your plan, what you're going to do over the next 1 to 20 years. So let's break that down a little bit. And this is for you to understand. If you're going to buy a rental property because you're going to build a passive income and you're starting in 2019, and let's say that you're going to find homes in the Bay Area here where we all are, California, NorCal, for 300,000 because we want to use the big rents, right? The big rents here that we get in NorCal. So 300,000 if you can find a house at 300,000, right? Well, you're going to need a 20 to 25% down payment for that house. 60 to 75,000. We'll use 60. Your monthly payment's going to be 1,600 plus. You're going to have monthly rent of 2,100 a month because we're in NorCal, higher rents. The closer into San Francisco you are, the more rent you're going to get. But let's use 2,100, and that's going to give you a positive cash flow of somewhere around 400 plus a month. Okay. So my question is, how are you going to save that 60,000 that you're going to need to buy your first home if you don't have any? If you're earning from $40 to $100,000 a year, or the national average of 46 to a California medium of 87 that agents earn. How are you going to save that $60,000? It's not going to happen. On top of the broker splits, here at EXP, we only pay 20%, but some agents out there pay 50% to their brokers. Or they're on a 90% split, but they're paying a monthly desk fee, franchise fees, royalty fees. We don't have those at EXP. But still, if you had to take the 20% out of what you're earning, how are you going to save 60 grand? And on top of all that, you have your own personal real estate expenses, MLS, advertising, your tech tools, CRM. If you're not with EXP, you have to pay for those things. And of course, you're going to have Uncle Sam. It's going to be very tough to save that money. So let's just say that you can. You're very frugal and you're somewhere between 46 and 87,000 a year, and you're able to save 10 to 20,000 a year, okay, out of that gross that you're doing after all of your expenses. So if you need 60,000 and you're saving 10,000 a year, it's going to take you 6 years before you can buy your first home. And if you need 10 homes, it's taking you 60 years to get those 10 homes, folks. And maybe you can cut that down a little bit because you're making more money in your real estate business maybe in 5 or 10 years, and maybe you can that won't take you that long. You can buy one every 3 years or one every 2 years, but it's going to take a long time. If you're saving $20,000 a year, then it's going to take you 30 years to get those 10 homes. Now, is that realistic to you? Okay, just think about that. So let's look at your monthly fixed expenses because everybody's picture is different. I'm using a base of $4,000 for the average agent that's earning from 46,000 to 87,000 a year. And that includes their house or their rent payment, the utilities, insurance expenses, their medical, their food, their car payments. And I'm probably a little low, but we're going to use that for our sample, okay? Now, this doesn't include if you have children and you're in private school, the tuition, your entertainment for yourself, Christmas, birthday presents you have to buy, vacations you want to go on if possible, and any miscellaneous emergency costs that may come up. So based on that, how many homes are you going to need to cover your fixed expenses? That 4,000 a month. Well, if it's 4,000, you need 10 homes at 400 positive, right? If it's 500 positive, you need 8 homes. If you're on a 5,000 fixed monthly expense, which is probably more like it for most people, then you're going to need 12 plus homes. And if you're at 10,000, you're going to need 25 homes, okay? That is crazy. So just to recap, how much you're going to need to have the passive income to cover your fixed expenses when your last sale comes. This is what we're talking about. When you're at that age where either you're forced to stop, you want to slow down, or you pass away, how are you going to get there to have your lifestyle covered for either yourself or your family? Because I, for one, do not want to roll back my lifestyle after working 40 plus years in the real estate business, being a top producer, having a great lifestyle for my kids, my wife. She didn't have to work, and driving the cars we want, living in the homes we want, taking the vacations we want to do. I don't want to scale back anything when it's all said and done. So if you need 10 properties and it's 6 years for you to save that 10,000 a year for your 60 down payment, then again, you're going to need 60 years. I know what some people say that, well, I'm not going to put down 60,000. I'm going to have the owners carry back all of that or half of that or whatever, so I won't need that much money. I go, great. You're still going to eat into your positive cash flow then. You're not going to have a 4 or 500. You're going to have less because you have to pay the interest on what the owner is carrying for you. And if they're not charging you the interest monthly, you're going to pay it when it's time to pay them off. So you're paying it sooner or later. So we're looking right now just a straight purchase of a rental property. So you're looking good whenever you have those 10. Now, if you can save 20,000 a year, maybe you're making 100 grand a year and you can possibly do that, it's still going to take you 30 years to buy 10 homes if you need 60 grand per house. So again, I ask you, how realistic is this for you folks? Okay, now we're almost done, so stay with me. Wouldn't it be better to have the income that those 10 houses produce, that $400 to $500 positive cash flow per house? Wouldn't it be better to have that income, work a plan that's available to you to get you that income and more without having to buy 10 homes, saving $600,000, having property management issues, liability with tenants, fixing leaky repairs, tenants not paying rents, beating up the houses? Wouldn't it be better just to put a plan together to get the income and forget all that other stuff that goes with that to get the income? Well, that is what EXP gives you in their Rev Share program, folks. Okay, and a lot of you are not taking advantage of it because a lot of you don't have even one agent sponsored in. And I know part of the problem has been is a lot of agents say, I'm not a recruiter, Gary. I sell real estate. That's what I do. I need to earn a living for my family. I can't take the time away from that business to go out recruiting agents and do what I see all these other guys doing, lunch and learns and all this stuff. So I'm telling you right now, you are in our downlines, folks, because you're receiving this information. We do all that for you. We have a platform that does this for you, okay? Where you spend very little time at all bringing agents over because we're going to do it for you. Stay with me because this is different than anything else that you've seen at EXP. And it's available to you. And it's all free as you're going to learn, okay? So at EXP, every time you sponsor an agent, across the board, the majority of the agents, about 80% of them, will earn you about $1,000 a year because they're making, 3 to 4 deals a year. They're not doing a whole lot. You're making roughly $300 a deal. So if they're doing 3 deals, you're between $900 and $1,100. So we rounded off to $1,000. So on 10 agents, 8 of them would be bringing you $1,000 a year. And the other two, those 2 out of the 10, 20%, will be cappers. They'll be earning $80,000 or more a year, which means you're capping and you're making $3,000 from them. So what that means to you is if you look at it, if we were able to sponsor you 10 agents in your first line, and we help those agents sponsor 10 for your second line, and then those second level 10 for them for your third line, you would end up with 30 agents. That's each agent only bringing in one agent. Okay, you'd have 30 agents. And let's say that was going to be over a 5-year period. Now, 80% of those agents, or 24 of those 30, would be worth $1,000 a piece to you, or 24 grand. And those 6 agents who are cappers would be worth $3,000 each to you, or 18,000. That would bring you 42,000 a year. Now, if you're a medium income agent earning $46,000 a year, you just basically doubled your income doing this. And that's bringing in one agent every 6 months over 5 years. Does that seem hard to you? And if we're doing 90% of the work for you, because we have the luxury to spend our time now doing it because of the rev share is covering all of our expenses. I don't have to sell no more, okay? You'll understand a little bit more about that in a minute. But isn't it a better program than worrying about buying rental properties? Okay. Now, when you come over to EXP, what we really want to put you on, for those of you that want to maximize this, and there's nothing wrong with the 10 by 10 by 10, 3 levels. We get paid 7 levels deep. So if you just do that 10 by 10 by 10 and go 7 levels, it's way more than 42,000. Okay. But what we like to do is bring agents on and explain to them what we want to do is help you sponsor 6 agents who sponsor 6 who sponsor 6. Okay. So 3 levels is what we're looking to work for you. What that's going to mean in your 3rd level, you're going to have 258 agents there. And out of those, 80% of them, or 207 agents, are going to be earning you $1,000 a year, or a little over 200,000. And the cappers, the 20% of those 258, are going to be earning you 3,000 each, or 153,000. And in a perfect world, that would be $460,000 for you coming in. And that's sponsoring 2 agents a year for basically 3 years. But we say 5 years because this is a 3 to 5 year program. 1 agent every 6 months over 3 years, and we're doing it for you. We're helping their agents do the same thing, and you could be in this position in 3 to 5 years. Now, isn't that much better than the real estate rental position is? So even in 10 years from now, and you're making close to $500,000 a year in 5 years, and let's say 10 years from now, we have a crash and you lose half of the agents for some reason, you're still at $250,000 a year. Okay? It's here, folks, right in front of you. You're not taking advantage. Now, it gets better. You're vested with your income in 3 years. So right now, because I've been with EXP 4 years, I'm vested. All this rev share that I receive on the 21st of every month, a check deposited into my bank account, which covers all of my fixed expenses. And my fixed expenses are much more than the sample that I gave you of $4,000 a month, okay? It's vested now. So if I was to quit tomorrow, EXP, or I passed away, or I was hurt, or health issue, or whatever, that rev share stays with me for the rest of my life, and then it goes to my family when I pass. Wow. Now, if that's not setting up family generational wealth, I don't know what is it. And that's why we're bewildered that a lot of you are not taking advantage of it right now in our lines. Okay. Now, I understand some of you are just in a business a couple of years, 2, 3 years or whatever, or you're keeping your production going. You got to spend all your time, your 50, 60 hours a week doing that. I understand that. And you say you're not a recruiter. I understand that. You don't have to be on our platform. Okay. The way we do this, folks, is no one else in EXP does this the way we're doing it. Okay. And it just started this in 2018 because I've been training agents since 1992 on how to add off-market probate homes to their production every year. And I was charging $1,500 a head up until January 1st, 2018, when I decided, because I was semi-retired in 2016. By the way, my probate closed escrows for 2016 production was 16 million off-market probate homes. That's how big that market is. And I took off 2017, the year, to relocate my entire family from the Bay Area to the Central Valley. And I went back to work with my son in 2018. I had 40 agents at that time, and we're sitting at almost 100 right now in the lines, okay? So that's where we're at, and that's where you can be in a short 3 to 5 years if you take advantage of what's in front of you right now with our group. Now, isn't it much better to have this type of income, which is 100 times more than you would have if you own 10 homes that you're paying a mortgage on, but you got a 450 positive per house, 400 to 500 positive? Isn't this a much better program with the revenue share? And you're not doing hardly any of it. All you're going to be doing with us and our plan and our platform is introducing agents that want to learn off-market probate homes. You're not talking about EXP, okay? Now, in my off-market program, agents can't wait to hear about adding off-market probate homes to their business. And I talk all over the Bay Area, We go to Vegas, we're in SoCal, and what we talk about is off-market probate homes and how they can learn this niche. And now they can learn it for free. Who's not going to take advantage of that? A $1,500 training that can give them a production, a new niche that can add six figures to their business, not too difficult, and I'm going to train them now for free. They all want to come to this. We have standing room only when we do our lunch and learns. Our lunch and learns are not about EXP. We don't mention EXP in these probate presentations. It's all about off-market probate homes and how they can learn it and be a network agent with us. Stay where they're at. We're not asking them to leave with their brokers. Stay where they're at, become a network agent with us. Now, a lot of them are going to take us up on the training because it's free, like I said, 3 2-hour webinar sessions. They can do it in the comfort of their home. They interact with me. We put them on a plan once they finish the training, and we show them what the first step is going to be. And we're going to hold their hands on their first 3 probate deals, just like we'll do for you, so we can make sure you can do this on your own once you complete that third. Some of you might, maybe your first one, you're able to do it. But the point is, you all are not taking advantage of this training to help your own production so you can be cappers at EXP and also introduce off-market probate homes to agents that you come in contact with every day. And a lot of them are going to be asking you, what are you doing? I noticed you've done a few probate deals. What's this all about? And you can say, hey, I'm with this network group, and they trained me on how to do probates. Didn't cost me anything, and we're doing probate deals together. Really? You want to know about it? I'll send you the link that I got. Yes, that's how this is going to work for you. Then once we train them down the road, after a month or so, then we're going to circle around and talk to these agents who are now warm market contacts to us, and we're going to say, hey, Joe, you seem to be taking the probate, or you haven't done anything yet. What can we help you on this? And by the way, we think you'd be a good fit at EXP Real Estate. Can I ask you 3 questions? Does your broker give you a piece of ownership of the brokerage every time you close escrow? Does he give you a monthly rev share for life every time you introduce an agent that comes over to the country? And does he give you your CRM for free, Core or C Inc., which costs a lot of money? And they all say no. They don't give us that. Okay, look it. I know you're probably happy where you're at, but I'd like to share with you the EXP way and why I left Remax Hall of Fame status to come over to this company. Would you take a look at it? You're in a much better position now. We are to get them to take a look at EXP because we've proven that we did what we said we would do for them. We trained them on probate. They now trust us. They feel good with us. We've created a relationship with us. So when we present them EXP down the road for you, they're going to be in a better mindset to listen to this. And then a lot of those agents will come over. If they don't, we don't care because we'll do probates together. And every agent we train on probate that you introduce to us, you get a piece of that deal as well. So you're building up a referral. This is win-win no matter what happens, okay? So this is the way this can work for you. It's all free to you and free to the agents that you network in. And then we do all the presentations for you. We do all the follow-up for you. You're out doing your real estate chasing escrow, so nothing changes there. There's no time management, compliance, or liability issues for these agents that you introduce to EXP that we recruit in for you. I even have a concierge service available that will fast track the agents who may need a little bit more help transitioning from the traditional real estate business to the cloud real estate business. We make it as easy as possible. So 2019 is a time to jumpstart, folks. Some of you have been around 2 or 3 years in my lines. You're not capping. You don't have one sponsored agent. I challenge you in 2019 to learn probate real estate. Let us help you add this production to you so we can help you cap. And I challenge you to do at least one sponsored agent the way we do this, introducing them to off-market probate homes. We'll do the rest. We'll get them signed up for you, and you'll see how easy this is. You'll start receiving checks, and then you're going to want more. I know it. I've seen it. Okay? Now, your action plan is to call me if you have any questions on this. Here's my private cell phone, 510-755-1883. Or email me if you're ready to go. You want this probate training. You do it in the comfort of your own home on your computer. It's all recorded. And you're going to get 3 sessions. But first, I'm going to send you the link that shows why agents should take a look at off-market probate homes. That's the link that we would be sending to the agents that you talk to about probate if you get going with this, okay? Then we're going to send you the 3 sessions, session 1, 2, and 3, that gives you the foundation course for probate A to Z. And then we're going to set up your schedule that we're going to work with you for your first 3 deals, okay? This is a no-brainer, folks. You really need to take advantage of this because remember, life after sales is coming. It's coming, okay? So we'll set up a 15-minute call with you. We'll jump together into 2019. So that's it. Thank you for listening. I hope you see the value. I hope you take advantage. This is family generational wealth you can build from the hard work you're doing today with your real estate business and do it in 3 to 5 years, okay? Or at the very least, just take advantage of the stock ownership program, okay? All right. Happy New Year's. Be safe. Talk to you soon.